Hello, this is Jem. I am already out of words. That's a beautiful start. Hello everyone, I'm Jem. I am eager to try the Jem Trick Central Gem of the Month track. So in this probably short live stream, I'm aiming to go over what kind of stuff come out of the bundle. So when you download the files from Gem Trick Central, what you get, and sorry, hiccups. What kind of stuff come out of the bundle? So when you download the files from Gem Trick Central, what you get, and yeah, hopefully this will be fine. Can you hear me fine? Can I get some sort of feedback from the audience? You hear the stream from your side. Well, that is disappointing. Let me figure that out for a second. From the audience, you hear the stream. This should be fine now. Is the guitar okay? Can you hear me fine? I think there's like 30-second delay between what I say and before it hits YouTube. I think there's like a little delay. I apologize for that. So I will be replying to everything with that slight delay. Venues. Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. So let's try again. 17 times is the charm. This is Gem. I would love to go over Gem Track Central's October backing track. This is a backing track written by Kaminski, and it has some synthwave vibes to it. So for this kind of backing track, I am immediately hearing some sort of 80s shred guitar. Can I play it? Probably not, but let's find out. It's quite common, at least in my case, to hear sort of a delay riddled distortion heavy guitar tone, and I am using FM3 where I have a Petrucci rig set up. So I like the tone of that, and we will be going over the backing track together, and there are some tips and tricks that Kaminski noted about the backing track, which I will be sharing. So one thing I'm hoping to accomplish here is to sort of encourage other people to try the backing tracks, because they tend to be quite fun. I, for one, this is my first time trying the backing track from Gem Track Central, so it's going to be new for me. But please feel free to share any questions you have at any moment, and let's get started. Yeah, I'll just kick off the backing track, and then after a listen we can sort of go over what I'm hearing about it, like what I'm noticing, and then we can briefly go over what Kaminski, the person who created the backing track, shared as a piece of information about the chords and the structure of the track. So, well, without further ado, let's start. I'm gonna mute myself for a second, and then we can start. Hello to Joshua, to Electromotive, who I believe is Dinesh, question mark. Hello, Shredologist. Please do yourselves a favorite and check out Shredologist's YouTube channel. He is out of this world, really. Hello, Barish. Same for Barish, an incredible jazz drummer. I am beyond words. If I try to explain how lucky I feel to have played music with him, I don't think I can. It's such a privilege and an honor. An amazing drummer all around. Let's go. I will be muting myself. was pretty cool. I love the little detuning effect at the end of the track. So we just hear the synths, like there's an arpeggio going on, and with the arpeggio we have sort of a detuning happening, sort of a phaser maybe. Just goes out of tune and comes back into tune again. Cool stuff. So there are a couple of things I noticed. I won't go into do a sort of chord structure and stuff like that just yet, but there were a couple of interesting lines I heard that happen in the backing track, and those sound like things that we can either harmonize with the guitar or we can just sort of take as a suggestion from the artist. I will need to find it first. Okay, I was able to notice some of the chords there at least. So here, da, 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 da. I think it's something like that, right? Interesting stuff, Jesus. The structure sort of sounds like this at first. We, I think, start with an A in the root, so it just goes like this for a while, then it goes to D, comes back to A, goes to F, and then at the end we have a B flat, which if in any case, we can think of this as we are borrowing chords from different places. So if I just think of, let's say A minor is a scale, the chords that I can play there are just A minor, sort of B flat, what is it, B minor 7 flat 5, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, and then A minor again. So in this series, if we were to consider the backing track in A minor, we can see that we are able to spot the majority of the notes. So if we think about this as the scale, sorry. Yeah, that was it. So we had A, we had D, so basically A minor to D minor can fit, so we can think about this. At some point he plays F major, which is also in the context that we assume to have at the moment, which means if we assume that we're in A minor as a tune, then so far the chords that I listed fit, but B flat major does not take part in that scale. So how can we think about this? The fact that B flat is there, we can approach in several ways. I think the simplest way to look at it would be to look at what the previous chord is. So the previous chord is F major. And the fact that we come to B flat from F major, to me implies that if the ear is used to the F major sound for long enough, then the B flat note can be heard as the fourth of the F, meaning that I can actually play something like is it like a B flat Lydian in this case? So I think that gives me some other possibilities rather than just playing just sticking to the minor pentatonic scale. Rather than that, we are extending our options. Another way to look at it is really taking the chord as a standalone sound. I have B flat major. Well, where do I have that? Is there another scale in which A minor and B flat major exist together? Well, yes. If we think about the root note as A, then if we not even that actually, but the fact that we can think about A and B flat in the same chord, that same scale, that exists, for example, in A Phrygian. That's right. What am I doing? So we can think of this chord as something we borrowed from the A Phrygian mode, which would imply that when we hear a B flat chord in the backing track, then we can just play an A Phrygian. Why does it make sense? Because we have been playing the entire track in A something, and if we want to keep the tonality the same, then why not stick to A, and why not just use another kind of A scale? So those are just some ideas that came to mind. I will very quickly go over what's his name? What's Conor Kaminski, the JTC artist, noted for the backing track. Anyone in the stream, can you confirm whether you can see the PDF I'm sharing or not? This sounds like such a meeting thing to say. Like, can you see my screen? Oh, you're on mute. I will just wait for audio to make it. And in the meantime, cover. Okay, from the stream I see that it doesn't show. I will briefly try to fix that because that's kind of annoying. Oh, perfect. Now it should be visible, I think. And yeah, so this is what comes out of the sort of bundle that you download from Jamtrack Central. When you open it up, there's like another section saying chord guide, and the way he explains it is that the first output is just open, so you have the notes A, B, C sort of mentioned overall. And okay, in this case he suggests, well, you can either go for the Aeolian scale, so the natural minor, or you can go for a Dorian scale. The difference between these two fellas is the natural sixth, meaning if we have the natural minor, which only has B, was it like a flat 3, flat 6, and flat 7. In the case of Dorian, you just have flat 6, you just have flat 3rd and flat 7th. So what he mentions for this is that the F sharp note in D7, so at some point there's a D7 chord. When I just brushed it off as D, apparently it's more of a D7 sound. Okay, it hadn't really, I hadn't caught it. Let's put it that way. Which means that a Aeolian won't work. Why? Because a Aeolian has an F, so just a natural F note, and if we have an F sharp in the chord and we play an F, that's just gonna sort of clash in an annoying way, which I think makes sense. So if you were to do something like, oh god, that's not the sound I would go for. I'm sure there are people who can make it work. Not me. So the suggestion is we want to go for he's also saying you can just stick to minor pentatonic or minor pentatonic plus the second, because B is also mentioned in the backing track. Then we'll change this again, and then the last part we just talked about, which is the B flat chord. So the F chord he's mentioning, the easiest way to deal with the F chord is to go back to the Aeolian, which is normal because F is in the scale, and here it functions as a G Lydian. One way to think about, okay, so F Lydian, and then simply drop the B to B flat, playing B flat Lydian. Again, what we mentioned, so basically borrowing a chord from